This week, we cross the Pyrenees and head into one of Spain's more hidden corners to enjoy a spectacular hike amongst huge rock formations, where John, of course, gets us lost again. We meet a chicken twice, and you're not going to believe that story, and revisit old adventures in Haro, where one of the most fun annual festivals in the world is held. The chicken, by the way, was just fine. More, much more, on that saga shortly. We're the Newbys, a family of travellers with big dreams. I'm Tara, this is John, and this year we were joined by our little boy Crusoe. 2020 sent the world for a loop, and it sent us on a journey. Not wanting to waste a single minute or second of it, we embraced van life and travelled to over 20 countries in Europe in our self-converted camper van. With the arrival of Crusoe into the world, our priorities remain the same: to make every moment matter, to take this little family around the world, and to teach our children about huge horizons. A life full of opportunity and adventure around every corner. It's early.
It's early, it's really early. The sun is just touching the tops of the mountains, which is absolutely beautiful. We had a great night's sleep last night in a place called
Cirque de Gavarnie.
That's exactly it, yeah. Which is where we left last week's video with the sheep that tried to attack us.
Yeah, interesting times. Today we continue our journey to Portugal, crossing over the Pyrenees and heading into Spain.
We're expecting a pretty special day today of driving, so
provided John doesn't wipe us out on the next corner.
You can drive that.
No, I can't. DVLA got my license. That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
If anybody's about to send their license to DVLA,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, no, don't.
Just don't do it.
Mental.
Google it. So yeah, we are on our way to Spain. We've got a pretty cool destination in mind in Spain, which I'm super excited about. More about that later. Anyway, for now, let's enjoy these mountains, shall we?
Let's enjoy the mountains.
There are unspoken delights of van life that are assumed to be, and often taken for granted. This might be because they're so frequent, or because this amazing and fortunate life becomes expected. The freedom of the open road and the spectacular world we visit daily, the wonders that surround us, and of course the relationships we forge as we travel. This week's relationship was with a chicken. Bear with us, and please don't judge us.
Really beautiful drive across the Pyrenees this morning. We've just stopped here at this cheese van to pick up some cheese, goat's cheese. It looks particularly tasty. And let Crusoe hang around with some chickens and stretch his legs a little bit. It's been a few hours on the road already this morning. Something's just happened.
I think, I could be wrong, but I think there's a chicken in there.
So Crusoe's just been hanging out with the chickens while we've been buying cheese here. And it looks like he's made such good friends with the chicken that the chicken wants to come home with us. Come on, chicken, out you come. Chicken, you can't stay in there, you can't come with us. You're a French chicken, not a Spanish chicken. So come on out, come on. He's stowing away. No, coming your side, darling, he's coming your side.
So what on earth is going on? Snoop, there's a chicken in the car. What's it doing?
There we go.
That's fun, isn't it, my boy?
Oh shit, it's coming back. Help yourself, mate. Just help yourself. After you. Hey, chicken, come on, get out of there, man. No, off my seat. Come on, come out. No, I'm not on Crusoe's seat either. How do you get a chicken out of a van? Chicken, come on. Chicken.
Right, we should hit the road.
Yeah, let's hit the road. If we want to get where we want to get to by 1 o'clock, we should get going now.
How do you feel?
No chickens allowed.
What to do about the chicken? Hey, no. Oh shit. I don't know what to do. Out you go. Thank you, lady. I'm not going to pick it up. Out you go. Off you go. Lovely to meet you. Thanks for coming.
Bye, chicken. Say goodbye to the chicken.
Chicken.
No, not in there either. I see you. I know your game. Close that door now.
I think she's looking for somewhere to lay an egg. I really do. Right, so we try and get out of here without a stowaway.
Yeah, no chickens allowed. There we go. Today Crusoe is going to drive us across the Pyrenees to Spain, aren't you, little man? Anyway, very cool. What would have happened if suddenly we'd have been driving along and the chicken jumps out of the back?
It would have been tricky because to return the chicken would have been a bit of a faff.
Yeah, totally. I mean, imagine it. You're there because we're going to stay at a campsite tonight. Can't wait. You're going to have a nice long shower. But
really need to wash my hair.
Imagine we've got to the campsite, 2-hour drive from the cheese place, and the chicken jumps out when we open the slide door.
I think it would just have to learn to cluck Spanish.
It would be like, okay, we've got to drive 2 hours back to drop the chicken off, to drive another 2 hours back. 6 hours worth of driving just because of a chicken.
Well, let's hope that we did actually manage to get that chicken out before we left.
I'm pretty sure that we did. Okay.
Before this goes any further, we really need to talk to you.
Everything that you've just watched up until this point has been absolutely almost linear truth. There is nothing that we've done or changed or has happened that didn't actually happen as you've just watched it.
Now, when you watch the next 2 minutes, you're probably going to doubt that because I just watched it and questioned John.
Slightly more than 2 minutes.
But please believe us when we say that what you're about to see was in no way planned, in no way expected, and was a total shock.
But first of all, we need to drive through a big tunnel into Spain and to a place with beautiful mountains, which we'll show you a little bit later on in this video too.
It's just that while we were doing the edit, just needed to make sure you knew that for real, this is for real.
Yeah.
None of it was staged.
Oh man, that egg.
Oh dude, the egg. So there we were, making our way through the Pyrenees and over into Spain, completely oblivious of what lay, pardon the pun, ahead. That is the end of the French Pyrenees. We're going into a tunnel for I think 8 kilometres.
Nearly 9.
Nearly 9, and when we pop out, we think we might be in Spain.
Oh, me too.
That was an extraordinary drive, wasn't it, my love?
It was very, very beautiful. I have enjoyed every minute of the nearly 4 hours worth of driving we've done this morning. It's flown by.
Have we really done that long?
Yeah, nearly.
Wow.
Yeah, just over, yeah.
Minus a half-hour stop to meet some chickens.
And eat cheese.
Eat cheese. Welcome to Spain. No more bonjour, it's time for hola. It's quite amazing how that mountain range is such an evident climate barrier. We've crossed over into Spain and it's already very, very arid and dry compared to the French side.
It is, isn't it?
Amazing. Look at that. Brown and crispy. We're a mere 30 seconds away from the rest of the chicken story. Just enough time to tell you about our next stop. A beautiful small village called Haro at the foot of some remarkable rock formations. It's a real mecca for climbers and hikers alike, and in true newbie style, it's a little off the beaten track. I feel a bit sick.
Dude. Tell me what happened.
We just opened the door and there's a broken egg in the van. And I really mean it when we said, imagine if the chicken had snuck in. We really didn't think that the chicken would have snuck in.
Okay. We have a stowaway chicken. shit.
Darling, that's really bad. How the fuck did that happen?
What? The shit, the egg, or the chicken getting in here?
How did the chicken get in there?
Maybe there was more than one of them.
So I just, like, I cannot work out how it got in there. Because I chased the chicken out. How did a chicken get in there? There must have been two.
I think there were two chickens. Do you know what I reckon? I reckon they tag team.
Then like, yeah. I'll distract them. Go, you get in.
Go.
What do we do?
What do we do? I don't know. I suppose we got to call the people who were making the cheese.
What do you Google? Fromage van on the side of the road in France?
Let me go and see the campsite people. Maybe they want a chicken.
Or there's someone around here who'll have a chicken.
That's just about the strangest conversation that I ever had in my life. So I walked into the bar. Sounds like a joke, doesn't it? You know, the start of a joke. So the man walks in the bar, and he says to the barman, I was in France buying cheese and a chicken snuck into my van. And the barman says, what? Like you would do. And I said, there's a chicken in my van. He said, ah. And then I said, and an egg. There's a chicken and an egg in my van. What can you do? And he said, so you have a French chicken and a French egg in your van? I said, yes. He says he's got some friends who can look after the chicken, not like to eat it, but like properly look after it. So he's got friends that like chickens. Hopefully this is a chicken that will be well loved. Crusoe's delighted.
He wanted to keep it. So what do we do with the chicken until its rescuer appears?
I don't know, just give it some chicken love.
Do
you know what?
We said in the car as well, imagine if a chicken got a stairway.
I really, 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 really wish that I had filmed that conversation.
We did film it.
No, that conversation in the bar.
Oh, really? How did it go?
Hi there. Hi. I have a chicken in my van. It's like, a French chicken. I have a French chicken in my van. It's like, okay. It's just standing looking at me. I said, yeah, and an egg. It's like, you have an egg and a French chicken in your van. I said, yeah. I said, can I have a beer, please?
Oh my God.
What do we do with the chicken?
What do we do, this poor chicken?
Poor chicken. He's homeless. I hope it wasn't a family heirloom.
Happen? What is happening? What's happening?
Well, he's got his mates.
We have some friends there.
What, coming together?
Yeah, his mates.
Chicken,
My little lady.
pink.
Okay.
They will come and pick it up now.
Okay, because it lays good eggs.
Yeah.
Wait, I really just said it lays good eggs.
Just smuggled a chicken across an international border.
And that's the most important thing, the quality of the poor hen's eggs. We wanted to give you an update on what happened next with that chicken.
So we handed it to the campsite staff, who very sweetly gave it a pile of lettuce and found a home for it in the village where we're staying.
Yeah, we haven't gone to see it, but we are assured that it's doing extremely well. Now, I think it's time that we just get on with the show and go and have a look at some cool places and do some proper newbie stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Before we do though, please rest assured we also did try and contact the owners of the chicken to apologise and explain what had happened. We can't find them for love or money, so if you know who they are from the pictures, if you are them, get in touch. We're sorry. We took your chicken.
Yeah, we
really didn't mean to.
So it's time for a hike up a steep hill and around a rock.
It's very beautiful.
It is.
The Sierra de Santo Domingo is one of the wildest and most unknown parts of the Pyrenees. One can wander along small paths and discover animals which are difficult to find, such as woodcocks in the winter, the common genet, the red deer and the peregrine falcon which breeds nearby. Giant peacocks. I mean, what's a giant peacock? To walk through a place where rosemary and lavender and thyme are just growing wild, like they should be, and not in a herb garden, and to think that all of these animals are just roaming in here somewhere quietly. Love it. Oh, delicious. One of my favourite scents. As we're walking through here, we're kind of brushing up against loads of things, and lots of things are really, really prickly. But there's something that smells, and it's the lavender, but there also seems to be some sort of kind of wild thyme. I can't find it, but in the, like, as the heat rises off the ground, you get these amazing moments of scent. This is where you really feel like you found, you know, that kind of
special corner.
That special corner, that off the beaten track magic that we just love. I just am buzzing. I love it. Are we lost?
No, we're not lost. No. So we've come the wrong way for Alforez, and we should have sort of walked up that way. I think we need to be down in the valley, so we need to walk perhaps up that way.
Okay.
Need to walk that way, and then we'll be back on track. But we can come back here and walk this route around the back.
John will look on the map at a place and then put the map away. And they look at it again in 20 minutes and go, oh, we've gone the wrong way. And I'm like, well, why didn't you just look at the map? Drives me to lally.
We found it. Look
at
that, darling. I found it for us.
No. What just happened was John was looking down there at that wee little hole over there going, I think that's the cave we've got to be at. And I was like, right. And you're supposed to scramble up there, are you?
It's a good job you took my advice, darling. We didn't follow Google Maps.
I came around the corner and said, show us on that thing on your right.
I got us here.
Uh-huh.
I got us here. Let's just check that, though, on the map. Nailed it. Nailed it. We're right here.
Of course we are.
Exactly where we should
There's
be.
a giant cave just behind you.
Yeah. Come on, then. What's your light?
Yay, isn't it cool?
Check that.
Wow, look at that.
The closer you get to the rocks inside the cave, the more spectacular they become. It's almost like, to me, it reminds me of, well, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking of a wave. You know, it looks like a wave in the ocean cresting over and just jam-packed full with rocks all stuck together.
It looks like there's been fires in here as well.
Well, maybe there has. But these paths, I mean, these stones down here, they've been very well trodden, haven't they? You know,
yeah.
over many millennia, I'd imagine. Well, hundreds of years anyway. They are smooth.
And all those intricate archways and... Gosh, it is very beautiful.
This cave has got some history, I can tell you.
I'm going to try to find out how this formed because it's really interesting. But Uncle Felix, that's my uncle, do tell us if you know anything in the comments below and we'll share it with everybody else who may be interested. Or if you're not my Uncle Felix, but you do know, again, please share it in the comments below.
We are basically in the guts of the cliff right now.
It's cool, isn't it?
I wonder whether that monolith over there is formed the same way.
It's so interesting. Gosh, it's really quite something.
And how the stones have been laid down, small stones next to large stones, next to boulders. It genuinely almost looks like it wants to fall to pieces, but it, you know.
And like all good caves, there really is an excellent view. This is a really extraordinary geographical feature, this, isn't it?
It is. You've got the uplift really clear.
And those striations are just, like, amazing.
These, I guess these, would you call them monoliths? There are some more of these about 10 kilometres away. 2 lots, 3, well, in total there's 3 lots. The other ones are slightly larger, but this one here in Aguero are really pretty. They've got the one stack on the one side, and then they've got these sort of lumps down the other side, and then of course the quintessentially village type, or Spanish type village with all the terracotta roofs in front of it makes for a wonderful picture.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
As you say, one of those places you feel privileged to have seen, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go see what other treasures this place has in store, shall we?
I think a lot. judging on what's coming next.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Hang on then.
This is cool.
So, this is cool. Look at this feather. I can't help feeling that that has come from the incredible vultures we see soaring up ahead. Crusoe, look my boy, here's a vulture's feather. Isn't that cool? Yeah.
Nice and soft. No, don't put it in your mouth.
Nice and soft, isn't it?
You don't have to eat everything, little man. Gosh, isn't it soft?
It's lovely. Because they're nesting up here, so you'd imagine that that's what they're using to nest. You know how birds pull up their down feathers to kind of nest, line their nests?
I do.
There's another one just on the floor there.
Cool.
Beautiful. Should we put it back and let nature do with it what it will?
You betcha. We are now getting very, very close to the village where we're staying. I'm quite interested to see, we haven't walked around it just yet, but I think it's there's going to be a little square there, of course a church and some funky looking buildings. So I'm perhaps somewhere to have another cup of coffee.
Our adventures with the animals of Spain and France continue.
Look, Pelos.
You're not allowed past this line, mate.
That's it. This line.
No, you got to stay over there and bark over there. Off you go. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. I think you know it as well. Stop. What are you doing? Sneaking up on me. Go away.
I was trying to get rid of the dog. Somebody just came along and said it's an offence to have the dog in here. We're like, it's not our dog, man.
What is it with animals just wanting to hang with us, man?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, there's a sign, you're not allowed. Chicken, it's a van, you're not allowed.
In a frosted glass as well. Cheers.
Cheers. To 6 months of Crusoe.
Yep. 6 months. I know, buddy. It's great to be 6 months old.
And that was it for our time in the remarkable village that is Aguero. Next up was a gander down memory lane.
There is a cat back here, darling. So just make sure that all of the doors are closed. And what we don't want to do is take a cat across the country border. That would be bad. So today we are packing up and heading away from this wonderful place where we've parked up for a couple of nights over to a small town called Haro.
We have had a really cool weekend in Haro before. They have the most ridiculous festival there, which we'll tell you all about.
Yeah, on the road.
On the road.
These are grapevines. Around here are lots of vineyards. We are in the, especially in the Rioja region.
Yep, so if you enjoy a glass of Rioja, this is where it comes from.
Yum, yum. We are heading, of course, to Haro, where annually they have definitely one of the most fun festivals I have ever been to in my entire life.
I would beg to differ, and I'll tell you why a little bit later. Last time we travelled down this road, we were dressed all in white with a red bandana, headed for a hill. Each carrying 16, I think it was, litres of red wine.
1.5 kilometres. Jimmy, it was unbelievable.
We walked this carrying 16 litres of wine each. June, this hill and these terraces play host to the Haro Wine Festival, which is what we came to in 2019, and it is total bedlam. 5,000 people climb this hill from the village below after a week long of wine festivities and douse each other in 70,000 litres of red wine. They have got water pistols, water balloons, any sort of container you can think of to throw wine at each other. Buckets. Now, it sounds like an awful lot of fun, and it really, really was. But the night before was a massive party down in the town. So inevitably you're doing it with a hangover. Yes. And getting red wine in your eyes really hurts. It really, really stinks. Anyway, you walk up dressed in white and you go down completely saturated in red wine. Your clothes are ruined. You are purple. You smell like vinegar for a few days. I was actually concerned my hair had gone purple, but it was completely epic. And then the night, that evening in the town itself is a complete, I don't know,
bedlam.
It's just bedlam, and it was so much fun. So if you're ever looking for a really niche festival to come to, the Haro Wine Festival, we can highly recommend.
Recommended to us by the one and only legend that is Jimmy Down.
Jimmy Down.
Thanks very much.
Always on the search for banter.
If you're here in Haro when the wine festival isn't on, there are a bunch of vineyards and a bunch of places to explore, and the small town itself is really, really kind of cool to walk around too.
Yeah.
Nice restaurants and stuff like that.
Lots of lovely wineries. It feels a bit like Porto, actually.
Yeah, exactly like that. But there's also a thing to walk up to just at the top of the mountain, which we're going to go and have a look at right now.
John did it in 2019. I was too hungover to even contemplate it.
I was a bit boozed up.
So we'll go and do it as a family.
Everybody else was throwing the wine. I couldn't get it, you know? Throwing wine. Travesty. So the plan is to go all the way up there. Looks quite high from down here. Don't remember it.
Lots of steps then.
Yep.
Man, this brings back so many memories, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Looked very different last time we were here.
It looked very red.
Yeah. Isn't this where the terrace where Eric and Julia got engaged?
I think it is, yeah.
Well, that is a pretty excellent view, is it not?
Well, on that note, it feels like a good time to say thanks so much for being here, and we hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as we enjoyed living it. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, like our video if you've enjoyed it, and leave us a comment. We love hearing from you. Our journey to Portugal continues, and if you'd like to know why, then we'd love it if you'd head on over and join us on Patreon, where we reveal all. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.